And the first one is read by Josh C. Josh? And I'm going to move away here so Josh can read on the side of the mic. And by the way, if you can't hear any of us, just kind of go like this and we'll talk louder. Josh?
O let all who are thirsty come for water. According to the great rabbinic sermonizers of the Talmud, Ein Mayim Ela Torah, when the prophet uses the term water, he really means Torah. Torah in our tradition is like water. Just as a person needs water to survive, we believe Torah is the very elixir of life. Without Torah, there is no survival. With Torah, there is not only life, but also, in connecting us to our ancestors and descendants, life eternal. Moreover, our sages teach that Torah study makes us effluent fountains and never-ending streams. Torah enables us to tap into an unceasing source of vigor for ourselves and to become sustainers of all life. Through Torah, we become wellsprings of divinity, of holiness, of wisdom, of goodness, of justice, and of peace, in a world thirsty for it. At this moment, we express our hope that this child grows to immerse herself in Torah, and through it finds the fullness and vitality of living a life of holiness, finds life eternal, and helps others live and thrive.
Kavanah 2, Ari Rubenstein.
Erchatz benikayon kapara sova et mizbechecha Adonai lashmir b'kol toda l'saper kol mivlotecha. I will wash my hands in innocence in order that I may walk about your altar, Holy One, raising my voice in thanksgiving and recounting all your wonders. Our tradition teaches that water functions as a means of preparing ourselves for the service of the divine. Our ancestors had to ritually wash themselves in water before worshiping in the holy temple. The priest would immerse in water before performing the holy service of bringing the Jewish people sacrifices on God's altar. Today, women and men traditionally bathe themselves in a mikvah before engaging in the God-emulating and God-serving act of procreation. We wash our hands before each meal, for our rabbis teach that in the absence of the holy temple, our tables symbolize God's altar in our homes, our eating an act of divine service. And we wash our hands each morning upon waking to fulfill the imperative to arise each morning, powerfully like a lion, in order to serve our Creator. We express our hope that this moment prepares and dedicates this child for God's service, that she will grow to be an Avded Kedusha Brifu, a servant of the Holy One.
The third Kavanah, Billy Planner.
Shivchi k'mayim libech nochech pnei Adonai. Pour out your heart like water in the presence of the Holy One. In the Kabbalistic tradition, water symbolizes midat hacheresh, God's attribute of love. To know love, our tradition affirms, is to know God's essence. As Martin Luther King taught, he who has love has the key that unlocks the door to the meaning of ultimate reality. More importantly, as emulators of the divine and as servants of the Holy One, we too are invited to pour out the love in our hearts like water in God's presence. Like water, love is essential for life. We have a deep need to love and to be loved. Others depend on outpourings of our love. And like water, love is soft and supple, yet powerful enough to penetrate stone, mighty enough to extinguish fire. Rabbi Brad Artson teaches, only love has the power to transform a world consumed by hatred, fear, and apathy. As King reminds us that a strong, demanding love is ultimately the only answer to mankind's problems. So we pray that this child grow to embody God's infinite, lilt, and resilient love, and that she may be a model for that kind of love to everyone she encounters and everyone she will inevitably lead.
I'd like to call on the Noradatra, Rabbi Sankey.
Shavtem mayim b'sasson mimanei ha'yeshua. Joyfully you shall draw water from the well springs of salvation. Water symbolizes Torah, avodah, service, and milut chasadim, acts of love. The very things that, according to the Mishnah, enable the world to exist. That is why our tradition also takes water to symbolize the path to redemption, which of necessity includes Torah, service, and love. Bnei Yisrael could not have been redeemed from Mitzrayim had they not crossed through the Yam Suf, the Sea of Reeds. And the prophet Isaiah reflects the hope that someday we will proclaim, I am confident, unafraid, for Yah, the Holy One, is my strength and my song, and God has been my deliverance. Joyfully you shall draw water from the well springs of salvation. And you shall say on that day, praise the Holy One, proclaim God's name. And so we bring this child into the covenant today through water, expressing our hope that she may help hasten our ultimate redemption.
At this point, Adira and Michael are going to carry out a water ceremony, kind of Netilat Yadayim, and they will explain to you what they're going to do, and then they are going to do it.
With this water, I consecrate you to a life of service to the Holy One. May you grow to faithfully serve God in all that you do.
With this water, I consecrate you to a life of Torah. May you grow to strive in discerning, understanding, and listening to its words, learning and teaching its lessons, observing, performing, and upholding all the words of your study of Torah with love. With this water, I consecrate you to a life of love. May you grow to embody God's infinite love, knowing that only a supple and resilient love can help heal and make more whole our broken world. And through your love, may you help bring about ultimate redemption.
Amen.